What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Plus Club on Tasty Loot Game, the show where we play the games that are offered to us on PlayStation Plus every month. And at the end of the month, we do Plus Club. We talk about like book club. We hope you guys also play the same games and come back and hear what we have to say about it and tell us what you think about it. My name's Seth,
and I'm Chevy.
And for this month, the games that are offered to us on PlayStation Plus were Furi and Saints Row: Gat Out of Hell. Now, in case you didn't play these games, Furi is a almost isometric bullet hell action game where you're a guy with a gun and a melee weapon and you fight bosses. Saints Row: Gat Out of Hell is a standalone DLC of the Saints Row series, but playing off the narrative that Gat is trying to escape hell, or at least take it over. We both played these games. Josh wasn't able to make it on this episode, but we are going to have a segment at the end of this to find out his impressions of the game as well, so make sure to stick around for that. But with that, what did you think about Furi?
So, right off the bat, I actually really like the art direction. It looks really cool. I like the way they went with it. Even like going through loading screens and the main menu, they tried including that into the narrative of the game, which I thought was really cool. Soundtrack is also pretty cool.
Carpenter
I like
Brew.
that. Huh?
Carpenter Brew. He's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Well, I like soundtrack. So
yeah. Cody's a huge fan of him.
And I think it's a really good idea. My only thing is it's not for me, and the reason I say that is because the same reason I would say it for Shadow of the Colossus. I don't want to fight a boss that long.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with no build-up. It's a little different, like, I guess a good example would be like Metal Gear, where you're going through and there's a dialogue with that character, like over your comms for a while, and eventually you run into that person after seeing him a little bit.
Or you see cutscenes that kind of get invested in that character and finally meeting them and then doing battle with them kind of has this build to it.
Yes. As for this, it's literally... I guess the best way to kind of explain it is like you're going through floors and going boss.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate everything about this game. I can't handle the length of the boss fights personally. So
I think that is essentially my biggest not even complaint about it. It's just like you said, it's not for me. I do think the art direction is pretty cool. It looks all right. I think it's interesting for sure, especially with the rabbit-headed guy. Soundtrack is really good. I think the gameplay is also interesting. I like the mixture of... Because without the melee combat, it would just be a bullet hell game.
yeah.
But with the melee combat, adds a new level to the combat, which is really, really interesting. But like you're saying with the bosses, and the thing I really pinpoint for myself, my distaste for it, is the amount of lives the boss has, and when he kills you, restarts the whole thing over again, felt fatiguing. If it was 3 lives, it wouldn't be so bad. But when it starts getting into like 4, 5, 6, the fights are less about the challenge and more about getting through the levels of the boss. And I don't want to fight a boss for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's people out there that probably do. People probably really like boss battles. There's a bunch of games out there that are all about boss battles. I mean, like Dark Souls, Zelda series. There's a bunch of games already for that, and this is definitely trying to capture that. In difficulty, I see it taking after Dark Souls a lot. But for me and my interest level, by the time I'm getting halfway through the boss, I'm already kind of done with it.
Well, what was that game that came out relatively recently? Isometric view, 2D, and you have an arrow that's your only weapon.
Towerfall.
Huh?
Towerfall.
I don't think it was Towerfall.
Oh no!
And you just fight bosses.
Something Titan something. It's Titan something.
Titan Souls.
Titan Souls. Yeah.
That I think is a good example of making a hard boss fight, but not being fatiguing because.
Well, in that fight, those fights also, because we actually did an episode on Titan Souls a long time ago when it came out. I did like that game more because it was the same format: boss, boss. But you have one arrow. And they are a boss that moves around, but you have to kill them with one shot, essentially.
But they can kill you in one shot.
Exactly. But the duration of the fight was dependent on you.
Your skill.
Yeah. And every time you die, you learn more about that boss, which I think is a great format. So, I mean, I feel like they did a better job on that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I think it's just a better example of that.
Yeah.
And for one last example, older game, Shadow of the Colossus, wasn't also for me, but I think that because it had elements of puzzle solving during the boss fights,
and the sheer scale of it,
it just made it way more interesting.
Yeah.
So, not saying anything bad about this game. I actually think Furi is a good game. It's just not, something I would play again.
who would you suggest it to?
Anyone who likes roguelikes in
Yeah.
general. So if you want a game that's a challenging game, this is going to be one of those games. Also, people who do like specifically doing boss fights in games, and this is exactly what this is. So.
And I agree with both those. I would also throw in there bullet hell games if you like those type of games at all. This isn't exactly a bullet hell, but it definitely has elements of it, so you might find yourself liking it based off of a lot of the dodging mechanics of getting out of way of bullets flying everywhere, shooting bullets as they come at you, stuff like that. But yeah, and if you like Dark Souls, you like the challenge of Dark Souls, you might like this game. It's not the same at all, but it definitely puts you up against hard bosses. So if you like the challenge of the bosses in Dark Souls, you might like this. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that one. I don't know if you have anything else.
No.
All right. So yeah, let us know in the comments. Did you play Furi? Do you want to play Furi? What did you think of it? What are you interested in? Do you not want to play it? Let us know. The second game that came out this month was Saints Row: Gat Out of Hell, where you play as the character Gat from the Saints Row series. I'm going to start with this one.
Yep.
So I went into this game. So I liked the first Saints Row. Saints Row 2, I think, is a fantastic game. It was doing in open world games what none were doing. I mean, it had awesome cinematics, cool, ridiculous, but cool storylines. Really good game. Then 3 came out, made it ridiculous. 4 went fucking nuts with it, made it a superhero game. So going into this, I lost my taste for the series with 3 and 4. Going into this game, I was like, I have to play it for the channel. I'm kind of curious about it, but I don't like Saints Row anymore. And, whatever. I turn the game on, I look at it, I'm like, God damn, this game looks fucking shitty. This is a bad-looking game, man. I'm not surprised, but I'm like, I forgot how bad this fucking game looks. I shoot a couple things, I'm like, God, this is just not satisfying. Shooting shit is like, and they're not dying and shit. So I start playing a little bit, and also I start noticing it's like Crackdown. It's got the orbs everywhere, you collect those, you start leveling up your character, and then I also notice that the game, because it's a DLC, it does not focus so much on this trying to keep you there for fucking 40 hours. It's a game to be fun.
Yeah.
And with that, I almost could take all the elements from Saints Row 4 in a bite-sized package and just jump in and have fun with it. And I had fun with it. I really actually had a lot of fun with this game. I'm like 75% through the game. I'm on the last boss. I actually accidentally ran into him. I'm like, I don't want to do this yet, so I left. I want to get all my shit up before I fight him, so I feel like I beat the game with my character being awesome. So yeah, I've invested some time in this, and I am going to beat it for sure. I won't uninstall until I beat it because it doesn't take that long. But overall, I think the flying mechanic is really fun. It's really satisfying, especially when you level it up. You fucking fly really fast. Cars don't matter in this, just like they didn't matter in 4.
At all. Yeah.
The guns all fucking suck until you level them up, but they added all these like interesting elements to them you can unlock. And the moves are interesting, even though the best move, in my opinion, is Stomp, because when you level it up all the way, the range and the amount it throws people and stuns them, you can like go anywhere, just stomp, and then do the objective.
I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, I literally, as soon as I saw Stomp, I'm like, this is going to get stupid, and I started leveling it. But yeah, I mean, I played the co-op. It's fun. I'm glad that it even has it. But yeah, what were your thoughts on Saints Row?
I also, when I started the game, thought it looked like garbage.
Yeah. It's a bad looking game.
And the shooting is not fun.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought the controls in general felt really floaty, and I really didn't like that at all. It felt really just not polished.
Yeah.
I don't remember it feeling that way before.
I do.
So
I remember all of them.
I didn't play
that way.
I didn't play it on console though.
Oh.
Play with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, that'd be a lot better.
Saints Row 2 I played on console, but that was forever ago, and I don't remember it anymore.
Best one. Rest in peace.
I do like the creativity, of just having fun. And I did enjoy playing it. That's why I did not uninstall that one. I do plan on playing it some more, but it's gonna be more of like, I don't know what to do right now, so maybe I'll just dick around in this game. I was pretty underwhelmed though, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I mean it's okay, and I think.
How far did you get in it? Like how many hours or an hour? Or
I got about 2 hours in.
Yeah.
So I got enough to do all the introductory to the three main people you want to recruit or whatever. 4 technically.
Yeah.
But, and then did a couple little side things to kind of get a feel for it, and then I just kind of like, flew around. And I spent some money in the vending machines, leveled up my weapons, blah 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 blah. I wanted to like try a little bit of everything because I didn't want to just get in there, play a little bit, and be like, okay, I got my opinion for the game.
Well, aside from all the extra shit, you did half the game. You literally meet the 4 characters, do about 5 quests for each one of them, and then you go fight Satan.
Okay, so I literally only did the first one to put them on your team.
Yeah.
For each grouping.
Yeah.
And then I found a couple icons on the map to unlock a chest in one area, and I upgraded my weapon a little bit. Then I just kind of went nuts and like just killed people to see how hard it would get, like when they started coming for me and stuff. I did try all the powers. As soon as I used stomp, I was like, this is way too useful.
Yeah.
But the throw move I was going to try out, but then I stopped playing. So.
Well, that's the thing. The point you make about it's too useful. I think the other moves are interesting. I thought the minions was kind of cool. It's like you can summon minions in this fucking game. But then I stomp and I'm like, they're never going to be this useful.
No, and see, to use a different game as an example, Ratchet and Clank has minions, and it's great because you can throw them out, and then you still have your other weapons available to you, type of thing. They're essentially just little walking grenades for you.
Yeah,
and they're super useful in that regard. Saints Row, they didn't feel very useful. Half the time they stood there and just kind of stared at me.
Yeah, you can totally tell that they just tried to put minions into an engine that wasn't built for it.
Yeah.
2 things I want to throw in there real quick.
Yep.
I skipped every fucking storyline
I watched
video.
them all.
I didn't watch one. I don't know the fucking storyline, to be honest. Which sounds awful.
The president.
Because I played the fucking game.
Saints Row 4.
And
the main character. Gets drugged down into hell because Satan wants him to marry his daughter. Or because of all the crazy shit that you did on Earth or whatever. And Gat is like, this is the only person I give a shit about besides just killing people. It's the only things I care about. This guy, killing people. So he's going into hell to get, his best friend back. So
that's interesting.
That's the story.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm so not invested in these characters or the storyline Saints Row. I skipped it. Because when I started the game, I was like, fuck this game. And I started playing, and I'm like, okay, it's fun. But at that point, I'm like,
I still like it more co-op. I didn't get a chance to try co-op.
The co-op's pretty fun. Finding quests, though, could be a little more streamlined. Because whenever Josh picked a quest, they didn't show me where the fuck we were going. So I just had to follow him. Something that needs to be fixed in all games with co-op nowadays. I'm sick of seeing that. It's been too long. They should be able to fix that. And then the other thing I want to mention, too, is I think it is really neat, though, that the game does have unique weapons in it.
Yeah.
There was Professor Genki walking around, and he had a fucking crazy gun, and he was shooting shit, and I fought him and took forever to kill him. And when I killed him, I got this
There's a lot of Easter eggs in that game.
Yeah, I got this weird gun that you suck people up, and then you shoot these, like, I think beams or something. And there's, like, some weird couch gun. Or a chair gun, you sit in a recliner.
The recliner.
Yeah, and you shoot shit.
Gatling guns and missiles.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, totally ridiculous, but I thought it was interesting that there's stuff to find in the world.
Yeah.
So, but with that also, the world's super fucking flat. You can tell they threw it together.
Oh, yeah. And it's not very large at all. So.
Well, and the size doesn't even bother me too much. If anything, because of how bite-sized the game is, I like just getting from point A to point B. I mean, there's teleportation areas where you can teleport around. I don't fucking need that. I fly so quickly, it's stupid. But I just noticed like they did not work too hard on the layout. It's just streets and buildings, and it's flat, but it is a DLC.
And you saw their E3 coverage of their new game, so
yeah, I don't want to get started on that. Fucking, they already ruined Saints Row for me, and now they're fucking making that horse shit. I don't know what the hell that is. That's so embarrassing. But yeah, that's pretty much my impressions. I would suggest this game to anyone who likes the Saints Row series. If you liked any of those, play this. It makes sense. If you like open world games, play this. If you like superhero games with superpowers, play this. If you like RPGs where you actively are participating in the combat, check it out because you progress, so you might like that. Overall, I feel like most people could probably play this game unless you're just hardcore, not into Saints Row or shooters. Thoughts?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. I mean, it is literally just a mindless sandbox. So if that's
Definitely.
what you're looking for,
Is absolutely mindless. I played it for an hour before work. I was getting ready and just holding the controller and just progressing through the game. I wasn't thinking. I was just more so trying to unlock shit.
yeah.
So it's super mindless, but it's fun. I liked it. You were not that impressed with it.
No, not so much. I kept it installed because I do actually want to give it more of a chance because there was things to it I did enjoy, but overall, I'm glad I didn't buy it.
Oh yeah, no, me too. I would have never fucking bought this game.
I would have felt better about buying Furi, and I wouldn't play that
Fair.
game again.
Fair.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's gonna do it for our impressions. We're gonna hop on over to Josh's impressions, so stick around for that. But until the next episode, my name's Seth,
I'm Chevy.
and let's get into Josh's impressions. You've heard our opinions on the game. We're actually filming this at a different time to get Josh's opinion. So we talked about Furi and Saints Row: Gat Out of Hell. Josh, what did you think of Furi?
I thought it was super long. It seemed like every boss battle was a slog almost, man. Like it was just fucking. And then if you went down, their life came all the way back, and just you had to start from fucking phase 1 again. And every phase is the exact same. It was a long range phase, once you get them down enough, then they go into the short range phase, and then it's just you parrying their attacks until they have an opening, and you fucking punish them for it. I almost shut it down the very first boss.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, this is taking for fucking ever. Plus, it never tells you because once they get down low enough, they get like a little glowing orange circle, and that's when you were supposed to initiate the next phase of close-up combat. And no one told you that. So I was sitting there just shooting him. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he'd get up, and all of his life would come back. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, man? Yeah. So yeah, I was really annoyed with that. They do a pretty decent job with it. I really hated using X for dodge.
Yeah.
Then I found out you can actually use L1 for dodge. And it worked out a million times fucking better. Just because I can do it all with one hand.
I actually think I did use L1 for dodge, but I did see those on X too, and I was like,
yeah.
No way.
Yeah, when I started using X at first, I was like, this sucks. Having all bosses is, I think, a neat mechanic. There's been a few games right now that have been kind of doing that, and I think other games do it better. I don't enjoy just the fucking complete fucking swampy fucking just trudge through every single boss battle. That one where's the chick with the fucking light on her head.
Yep.
It was neat that she actually changed throughout her stages. But at the same time, I was like, oh, here's the next one.
She annoyed the fuck out of me, to be honest. I thought it was neat that she changed that, too.
Yeah, but it was just... That's the thing, is I like what they do, but trying to whittle them down sucked. And it's not like a whittling down... like
combat's fatiguing.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is it's not like in Dark Souls, when you whittle shit down, you're still doing damage, though, chunks of damage to these things. And it's very rewarding when you finally kill it.
Will you be playing this again, and who would you suggest this game to?
I already uninstalled it, and I don't know, anybody, I guess, who does like that fucking, who kind of wants like a neat romp in like a very neon kind of world, who enjoys... The game is very weird to me. Like it's very hard for me to like. It's not like, oh, you like beat 'em ups and play that game, because there's a lot more to it than just a beat 'em up.
Well, I mean, I would suggest this game to anyone who likes Dark Souls, anyone who likes a challenging game, anyone who likes bullet hell games, anybody who likes beat 'em up games. Even if it doesn't fit specifically into those specific genres, if you like those genres, it has elements of that, especially bullet hell.
I had my fill. Maybe if the boss battles went a little bit faster, I'd be interested. But they don't at all.
And so, That was the first game we played this month for Plus Club. The second game was Saints Row: Gat of the Hell, which is a standalone DLC for Saints Row 4, I believe. We plays Gat, who fucking died, I guess, in the series.
He died in 3.
And you got to play as him in hell and essentially defeat Satan. How much time did you put in this game, and what did you think of it?
This game I put a little bit more time. Put about 4 hours into. I got over. I'm about 65 to 70% done with it. When I first saw it, I was like,
"You're 70% done with this game in 4 hours."
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
I mean, is that bad or good?
I don't know. I've put plenty of hours in this game, more than 4 for sure. But I'm doing well. If you're doing side stuff, you. Also...
Well, that's the thing, man, and like I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I put quite a few hours into it, and it is fun as long as you treat it kind of like a sandbox with powers.
So the last two Saints Rows.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Except for 3, you didn't have powers. You just
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a real Saints Row game.
I keep forgetting that because they feel so similar, but 4 has powers.
Yeah. All in all, I did enjoy it. The flying mechanic's fucking awesome. The powers are cool. Hell itself, I found super fucking boring. There really isn't. It's red and black, and there really isn't nothing else there with some neon.
Well, it's interesting too because it's just like a flat plane.
Yeah.
It's very lazily done.
Oh yeah.
But it's not. It's not like Rockstar trying to make a real immersive fucking world. It was them going, okay, just fucking make an area they can just kill everything in sight and fucking blow everything up.
Yeah, and like there's no.
It's very simplistic.
Yeah, there's very few fucking enemy types. There's literally 0 pedestrian types. There's 1.
Well, kind of. The Husk dude. Where the fuck the Husk?
The Husks.
That's fucking...
No, well, that's pretty much what they are. They're
okay,
just
I was
fucking
killing floor.
They're just husks, pretty much. I mean, but there's no rhyme or reason to them. They're just there. And then the cars, like this happened in 4 too, but there's no reason for the fucking cars.
There's no reason for cars.
Literally not a reason at all. Because you can fly.
And run faster than any car will ever travel.
Exactly. Like
and they fly out of the fucking way when you're running forward.
Yeah,
like
there's
cars literally don't matter. There's no point.
It's a waste of fucking time.
You should just might as well have fucking horses on chariots and shit.
It looks like shit, honestly. Like I mean, you can tell what's what, but it does look like a last gen game to me, which makes sense because it was a last gen, if I'm not mistaken, last gen DLC. So no, it's super fun. I probably won't complete it, to be honest.
Favorite gun, favorite power.
Favorite gun's gonna be the heavy machine gun.
I actually never used that.
And the favorite power is probably Stomp.
It's funny. I literally, until about 75-80% through the game, didn't use one other move except for Stomp.
Really?
Yeah, because I had my shit maxed out so much, I put all my points into that early on. Then anytime I was surrounded by anything, I just fucking stomp. Like my cooldown of it is almost instant now. So I can stomp every like 2 seconds. I'm like boom, 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 boom. So no matter what, everyone's just fucking flying and taking damage constantly. It's so fucking OP and stupid. It's dumb.
Favorite gun is the LMG, but that's only because I put money into it.
Yeah. How many guns did you get like the special ability for? Because all guns, every gun has like a special ability.
That's like 10 grand or 20 grand.
Yeah.
I got like 4 or 5 of them.
Oh damn! I only have
the LMG. It was tough guy. You take less damage when you have it out. So like
Solid Snake.
Yeah. So plus it seemed like the only gun that like killed people to me because fucking gunplay in that game is awful.
It's pretty bad.
Seems like people are just taking rounds constantly.
Well, I got like a maxed out fucking assault rifle with burn damage and extra damage and high fire range like that, and they're still just on fire running around as I'm unloading into them. That added fire, I don't think really is doing anything.
Yeah,
I think it's just them, just an animation of them going.
And they're
on fire.
Fucking demons, so who the fuck gives a shit?
Well, I don't
about
care
fire?
about the logic of it. Just fucking, they're just running on fire, and I don't feel like they're dying any faster. So
yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of mechanics in that game I do have a fucking issue with. I really hate it how they fucking add SAM sites halfway through the game. That's probably one of the most annoying parts of it.
That is something that's really annoying. The game is really fun, and then all of a sudden, randomly, there's just SAM sites, and they're not necessarily hard, but there's a shitload of them. And anytime you fly, if they triangle to fucking dodge them, and it does, it's a speed bump.
Yeah,
you're cruising fast, all of a sudden you're fucking hitting these bumps now.
It's fucking literally, yeah, and flying is literally the main mechanic of travel in that game, and then they hinder you for it. Like, I don't know, it just annoyed the fuck out of me. If there was like if every island had like a fortress, and then on the top of that had a SAM site, and you had to get through, then I would enjoy doing that. But not fucking, there's like 46 of the bastards throughout the whole game, and it fucking sucks. Yeah, like, that fucking bothered me. It bothered me you're pretty much just out there doing the random side missions that's in the other Saints Row's games. It's like, build up your trust with blah, 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 and they're just like, oh, go do a mini game.
Well, I mean, it's a small DLC that's trying to give you substance through what the other games give you. I mean, like, it made sense to me. In fact, I preferred this almost more over Saints Row 4 and 3.
No,
I don't want to
fully
spend
agree.
hours playing those games, just because I think they're that great anyway.
Mm-hmm.
At least in this, I can get get all the powers quickly, get all the shit, get the experience that you're going to get for fucking hours in the last games, wasting your time, and fucking just be done with it. To wrap this up, because we're already over 15 minutes, are you going to continue this? You already said you're probably not going to beat it, but we'll go back into that. And then, who would you suggest this to?
Anybody who loves open world games, almost anybody who loves superhero games, because you pretty much that's what
Definitely.
you are.
Anyone like Saints Row?
Anybody who likes Saints Row, unless they think 3 and 4 are garbage and 2 is the best one, which it is.
There's nobody who thinks that except for me and you. So
Yeah, which is fucking
everybody
weird.
loves 3 and 4.
Which is weird. But yeah, that's who I would recommend to pretty much anybody who loves an open world Saints Row game, superhero game, Crackdown kind of game, because that's pretty much the formula. Anybody like that.
Yeah. And are you going to continue playing it?
Probably not.
No.
The mini games are fun, but then to me it feels like a carnival. You're just there to play the fucking mini games,
Yeah.
and then that makes the story go further, which just bothers the fuck out of me for some reason.
Fair enough. Well, that's Josh's opinions on Fury and Saints Row. Get out of hell. Let us know in the comments below. What are your opinions on Fury and Saints Row? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Did you not play them? Are you looking forward to playing them? Or could you care less? Or you couldn't care less? Let us know.
So that's probably going to do it for this episode of Plus Club for this month. Please tell us in the comments below whether you enjoyed Fury and Get Out of Hell. We'd love to hear some feedback from you guys. Please check us out on Twitter and Tumblr, Taste Loot Gaming, Twitch, Sleep Division. And yeah, so thank you for watching. My name's Josh, and
my name's Seth. Make sure to like, subscribe also.
And hopefully we'll see you next month for our next month Plus Club. Have a good night, guys.